Upon his return, Aike was greeted with surprise and curiosity. The villagers had not expected him to return, and they were eager to hear about his journey. Aike stored a lot of food items deep within the forest. He knew that if the drought persisted, this hidden storage could help make a significant difference for the village. As the dry season stretched on, the villagers began to feel the strain. Baba Aike called another meeting under the great Iroko tree to discuss their limited resources and what could be done. The atmosphere was tensed, with worry showed on their faces. Just as the discussion reached a point of despair, a group of young men burst into the gathering, their arms laden with sacks of grain. "We found this in the forest," one of them exclaimed, "a hidden store of food." The villagers were astonished. No one knew where the food had come from or who had placed it there. Speculations ran wide, with some suggestions that it was a blessing from the gods, while others believed it to be the work of a benevolent spirit. Regardless of the source, the food was a lifesaver. It was carefully rationed and distributed, ensuring that no one in the village went hungry. Aike watched the proceedings from the edge of the crowd, a faint smile playing on his lips. His secret was safe, and he was content knowing that his actions had helped his people. He continued his work quietly, always looking for ways to improve the village's well-being. As the years passed on, Omiaron's prosperity grew. The villagers implemented more of Aike's ideas, from constructing better storage facilities to planting gardens that provided fruits even in the driest seasons. They also established a system of communal support, where each family contributed a portion of their harvest to a common fund that could be used in times of need. Aike's reputation, however, spread beyond Omiaron. Other villages, hearing of his wisdom and generosity, sought his advice. He traveled to many places, sharing his knowledge and helping communities implement sustainable practices. Despite his growing influence, Aike remained humble and always accredited the success to the collective effort of the village. One day, a delegation from the king's palace arrived in Omiaron. The kings had heard of a remarkable turnaround in the village and wanted to know more. The delegation was led by a royal advisor named Benro, who was known for his keen insight and discerning nature. He requested a meeting with the village elders and Aike. During the meeting, Benro listened intensely as the elders spoke of their journey from hardship to prosperity. They praised Aike for his leadership and wisdom, but Aike humbly redirected the praises to the villagers' hard work and unity. Benro, however, was intrigued by the tales of the mysterious food stores and the numerous acts of unseen assistance. "Tell me, Aike," Benro said, "how did you manage to inspire such profound changes, and what do you know of this hidden act of kindness?" Aike met Benro's gaze calmly. "I have merely shared what I have learned from others and worked alongside my people. As for the hidden act of kindness, I believe they are the result of a collective spirit that values the well-being of all." Benro nodded, sensing truths in Aike's words, but also suspecting there was more to the story. He decided to stay in the village for a while to observe and learn more. During his stay, he saw the deep respect and admiration the villagers had for Aike. He also noticed how Aike always disappeared before the dawn and returned before noon. One night, Benro followed Aike into the forest, keep a safe distance. He watched as Aike tended to the hidden garden, replenishing it with food and supplies. Benro was moved by the young man's humility and selflessness. The next morning, he approached Aike with profound respect. "Aike," Benro began, "I have seen your heart and your actions. The king must know of your deeds, for they are a shining example of true leadership and generosity." Aike shook his head. "I did not seek recognition. What matters is that my village thrive. That is the reward I sought." Gbero understood but insisted that the king should hear of Aike's remarkable contributions. Reluctantly, Aike agreed, and Gbero returned to the palace with his report. The king, deeply impressed by Aike's story, decided to honor him with a visit. When the king arrived in Umiaran, the villagers prepared a grand welcome. The king praised the villagers for their resilience and hard work, and he particularly thanked Aike for his leadership and generosity. He bestowed upon Aike the title of Are of Umiaran, the position of great honor and responsibility. With this new title, Aike continued to work tirelessly for his village and beyond. He used his influence to establish a network of support among neighboring villages, ensuring that they could all share resources and knowledge. His story became a beacon of hope and inspiration, teaching the lessons that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the strength of community and the willingness to serve others selflessly. Despite his profound title and recognition, Aike remained humble and focused on his mission. The village of Umiaran continued to flourish under his guidance, and the network of support he had established among neighboring villages grew stronger. However, the mystery of the hidden food store remained hidden to the villagers. One day, a young boy named Babatunde, curious and adventurous, decided to uncover the secret behind the hidden food store. Babatunde admired Aike greatly and wanted to understand how he had managed to help the village so significantly. He resolved to follow Aike and discover the truth. Early one morning, before the sun had risen, Babatunde quietly slipped out of his family's hut and tread behind Aike, carefully to remain unseen. He watched as Aike made his way into the forest, moving with purpose and familiarity. Babatunde followed him through the forest, his heart pounding with excitement and anticipation. After a while, Aike arrived at the forest storage, concealed by thick foliage. Babatunde watched in amusement as Aike checked the store, ensuring everything was in order. He saw the dedication and care with which Aike handled the provisions, and his admiration for the young leader grew even deeper. When Aike finished his work and began to leave, Babatunde emerged from his hiding place and approached him. Aike, he called softly. Startled, Aike turned around, surprised to see the young boy. Babatunde, what are you doing there? Babatunde hesitated for a moment before speaking. I wanted to know how you managed to help the village so much. I followed you to understand the secret behind the hidden food stores. Aike sighed, realizing that his secret was no longer hidden. He knelt down to meet Babatunde's gaze. Babatunde, the secret is not just about the food store. It's about understanding the needs of our people and doing everything we can to help them, even if it means walking in the shadows. Babatunde nodded in understanding. But why did you keep it a secret? Aike smiled gently. Sometimes the greatest acts of kindness are those done without expectation of recognition. What matters is the impact we have on others' lives, not the praise we received. Impressed by Aike's wisdom, Babatunde promised to keep the secret and help in any way he could. From that day forward, he became Aike's trusted companion, learning the values of hard work, humility, and selflessness. Despite the newfound title and recognition, Aike remained humble and focused on his mission. The village of Umiaran continued to flourish under his guidance, and the network of support he has established among neighboring villages grew stronger. As the season passed, the villagers, inspired by Aike's example, became more united and cooperative, always ready to lend a helping hand to one another. One fateful year, a severe storm struck the region, causing widespread damage and flooding. The villagers were devastated, and many families lost their homes and crops. The situation seems dire, but Aike and Babatunde sprang into action. They organized relief support, gathering resources and coordinating with neighboring villages to provide aid. Aike's leadership and the unity of the villagers turned a potential disaster into a period of humanity and solidarity. The villagers rebuilt their homes, replanted their fields, and supported one another through the recovery process. The storm had tested their strength, but they emerged even stronger, their bonds unbreakable. As the village of Umiaran celebrated its recovery, Ike stood before the villagers, filled with pride and gratitude. He knew that their success was not just his doing, but the result of their collective effort and unwavering spirit. In a quiet moment, Babatunde approached Ike. Ike, you have taught us so much, but what is the most important lesson you want us to remember? Ike smiled, placing a hand on Babatunde's shoulder. The most important lesson, Babatunde, is that true wealth lies in the strength of our community and our willingness to help one another. No matter how difficult the journey, we can overcome any obstacle if we stand together and support each other. The villagers of Umiaron took Ike's words to heart, and their story became a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. They learned that prosperity is not just measured by material possessions, but by the love and unity within their community. Years passed, and Umiaron continued to strive under Ike's guidance. The village had become a symbol of resilience and unity, known far and wide for its prosperity and the generosity of its people. Ike, now a respected elder, looked upon the village with pride, knowing that their success was the result of hard work, cooperation, and commitment of selflessness. Ike's wisdom and leadership has created a lasting legacy in Umiaron. He had not only transformed the village, but has also instilled in its people the value of hard work, unity, and kindness. The network of support among neighboring villages has grown even stronger, with each community willing to lend a hand to one another in times of need. One day, as Ike sat under the great Iroko tree, he was approached by Babatunde, now a young man. Ike, Babatunde began, you have guided us through many challenges and showed us the path of prosperity. But how do we ensure that future generations continue to uphold these values? Ike looked at Babatunde, a sense of satisfaction in his eyes. The key is to pass on what we have learned, teach the children the importance of hard work, cooperation, and selflessness, share our stories and experiences so they understand the sacrifice and effort that brought us to where we are today. Babatunde nodded, understanding the weight of Ike's words. He has grown up witnessing Ike's dedication and knew the importance of preserving their legacy. Inspired by Ike's teachings, Babatunde began to organize regular meetings where the elders could share their knowledge and stories with the younger generation. This gathering became a cherished tradition, fostering a deep sense of community and continuity. As years went by, Ike's influence extended beyond Umiaron. His story became a source of inspiration for many, and his teachings were embraced by communities far and wide. One particularly memorable visit was to the village of Ode, where the people had been struggling with drought and poverty. Ike, accompanied by Babatunde, shared the practices that had brought prosperity to Umiaron. The villagers of Ode were eager to learn and implemented the new techniques with great enthusiasm. Over time, they too experienced a remarkable transformation. Back in Umiaron, the village continued to flourish. The fields were bountiful, the river flowed freely, and the people lived in harmony. Ike, now an old man, watched with pride as the younger generation took on leadership roles, carrying forward the values and practices he had instilled in them. One evening, as the sun set over the villagers gathered for a special meeting under the great Iroko tree. They sang songs of gratitude and shared stories of Ike's impact on their lives. Baba Ike, who has lived to witness his son's remarkable journey, stood before the crowd. His voice was filled with emotions as he spoke. Ike, you have shown us true meaning of leadership and generosity. You have taught us that true wealth is not just found in material possessions, but in the strength of community. Ike, humbled by the outpouring of love and appreciation, addressed the villagers. I am proud of what we have achieved, but remember, this is not the end. Continue to support one another, to work hard, and to pass on our values. Our strength lies in our unity, and together we can overcome any challenge. As the meeting continued, Ike felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had come a long way from the lazy boy who slept under the baobab tree. His journey had taught him the importance of hard work, humility, and selflessness. He had become a man of purpose, leading his village to prosperity and leaving in a lasting legacy. In the years that followed, Umiaron flourished. It field green and bountiful, its people happy and united. The villagers continued to strive, always mindful of the lessons Aike had imparted. His story was told and retold, inspiring countless others to embrace the value of hard work, cooperation, and generosity.